How could I, as an individual, support a culture where people feel safe about sharing without facing stigma?
Being very careful about what you say. And that is as important as watching the words that we use. So things like successful, right? When it comes to like, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but like, like for example, like saying successful suicide, like, or failed attempt, you wouldn't say that. There's no failure success. Rather than saying that person is schizophrenic, let's use person first language. Like you wouldn't say,
Right.
you wouldn't want that person to just be schizophrenic. Like that's not them. They're still like Matt or Bob or whoever. So adjusting our language is huge, and being careful about what we say. So for example, if I were to be making, even if I don't have any stigmatized beliefs, but we're making a joke about depression, the odds are is that anybody in that area hearing me joking around about depression, they're never going to come to me, because they're thinking like Matt was just making fun of this. There's no way I would feel safe opening up to him about it. He's gonna be making, what's to stop him from making fun of me, even if I don't feel that way. So it's easy to say, like, just be careful with what you say. People might say, come on, people are, maybe they're being sensitive, or it's like I was just joking around. Intent only goes so far. Remember that. That's part of, of accepting life is, and reality is that intent only goes so far. You can intend all you want to show a person, the best date. Doesn't mean that it's going to become a relationship. You can intend to be as polite as possible and not offend a person, and you really care about them, but you might have said something that just hit them in the wrong way, or maybe it was a little insensitive, or maybe you were ignorant about the topic or the subject, or you went a little too far. Just because you didn't intend to do it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So on that note, a genuine apology is always really important as well. So if you ever, part of creating that safe space is not giving a backhanded apology. Well, it's like, well, I'm sorry you took it that way, right? Or I didn't think you were so sensitive about that.
One is the
Those,
worst. I'm sorry you took it
those are
that way.
those are yeah. I'm sorry you took it that way, right? Just a genuine apology. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That wasn't my intention. I will do better. And I've even said, like, somebody just recently said, you know, it's in the notes. I really don't want to talk about that. I don't appreciate you asking me about that. And, at first you might think, wow, you're just trying to help the person. It seems like they were kind of being a little bit rude to you. To me, they're expressing their boundary.
Right.
And I thank them for that. I says, you know what? You're absolutely right. I haven't had you for very long. I've only been on shift. I haven't had you at all. I've only been on shift for half an hour. I appreciate you sharing that boundary with me, honestly. And I will, do my best to keep this safe. If there's anything that you're not comfortable with or you don't want to answer, absolutely. I hope that you keep telling me, because that's all I want, is for us to have a good conversation. And they were receptive to that, right? It's so, if somebody's telling you they were upset, it's not about you, right? So
Right.
a genuine apology is important, right? And then
Right.
just committing to do better. So not talking about anything, bad or anything stigmatizing, being careful about what we say openly in public, even if we're just joking around. That can lead to further creating a not safe space, as well as making sure that we apologize should we ever offend.
Right. So if someone says that you hurt them, believe them. If
Yeah.
someone brings up a boundary, respect it. It makes a lot of sense, and I personally, I would hate for my language to ever make anyone feel like I would cause them harm, or that I've already caused them harm with my use of language. So it's really something on my mind that I really need to think about things before I say them. And using person first language, for example, is something that I always make sure to do. Um, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, sometimes we really need that reinforcement. So Thank you.
If you want to hear more stories, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. To support more youth by youth-led projects, visit us at youthspeak.ca, where you can donate and spread youth mental health awareness.
YouthSpeak Charity. Speak, inspire, change.